From the perspective of improving some of my skill sets as an attorney, to effectively use LegalMatch, you do need to be personally handling intakes, in my opinion. I wouldn't delegate that to a paralegal or anyone but myself. If I see a file come across, if I see somebody who's taken the time to put their story online and create a post, and it looks like something I can help with, I'm on the phone with that person as quickly as possible. There's no substitute for that experience of helping a lot of people get past what was maybe in the writing and get down to what is this case really about. That's a skill that will serve you for the person that comes in through the door in real space, as well as lots of other referrals that, other services, other ways that cases come in. And that experience of having some starting point and knowing how to say, okay, and every time I get one of these will contests, there's always some extra thing. I think now that I'm talking to 10, 15 people who want to do a will contest a month, I'm learning a lot about how to quickly identify those issues. That's a way that LegalMatch has helped me as an attorney to grow, how it's helped our practice. It's never bad to have a steady stream of potential intakes. It's helped us expand strategically into new markets. We do so with open eyes, and we know when we're expanding one way or the other. I think we got in and we were using this service before COVID hit. Being up to speed on it and using it as a regular tool in our practice. In a lot of places, in a lot of areas, there was a dip in the number of intakes you might get. We never saw that dip from the LegalMatch perspective. It helped us by staying what it was before COVID and continuing to be a reliable source for intakes. I'm very busy these days. We've had to stop taking files. We're so slammed. We're very, very busy. And that's always a good thing. And I think that LegalMatch has a part to play in that. One of the things that's nice is when you get to that point, you can slow down. Any other system I have where somebody's reaching out to me through a website, if I can no longer take a case, I still like to reach out and talk to that person and make sure they understand it's nothing personal. With LegalMatch, I need not do that. I don't respond to the case when we can't take any files. It's a very good feature where you're only reaching out to the cases that you can take. People are only learning about you and your firm if it's something you believe you can help with. If somebody puts in a case that maybe isn't in my area or I don't feel that it's right for me, they never know that I'm not taking the case. And I think that keeps it cleaner. Maybe there's not that experience of me saying no. For the next case, maybe it is something that I can help them with. I haven't turned down a case. I do like that feature. Also, knowing geographically where a case is located initially, there may be a county that we're registered for that I don't want to litigate in. I would only want to help somebody with an estate administration question or estate planning question. I may not want to do a contested administration in a particular county. There are other counties where all of a sudden you have a fair number of clients. I know a fair amount of people in very distant counties now because of our work together and because of clients I met on LegalMatch. I archived 15 of them this morning because I can't take new files. It is a rare week that I don't see 5 to 8 leads that I actually want to follow up on. It's a fair amount. By the time that we've established contact with somebody, I may tell them, look, you might get calls from several other attorneys. Call me back if you want to proceed. I'd say out of the people I talk to, probably 1 out of 3 ends up becoming a client, which is, in this kind of environment, it's higher than other services I use. It's a 2-step system where so much valuable information that helps me assess a case is collected and presented to me before I ever reach out. LegalMatch assists us by helping laymen focus down on what their issue really is. It helps me get to the issue faster. It helps me not read multiple pages of something to get to the heart of it. When you see a lead, immediately, generally, what the problem is. And you know whether or not it's a good fit. So to me, there are other services we have where the prospective client has a lot of freedom to write about what their legal issue is, and that's why they're coming to you. They don't know what their legal issue is. And LegalMatch helps us meet in the middle. And I think that's a great service that I'm not seeing replicated elsewhere yet. By being prompt, by being a person that's treating it as a primary resource and not an extra resource, I will put things aside to make sure that I'm connecting with people that took the time to go through LegalMatch. I often pride myself in being the first person that's reached out to someone who puts a post up. And that's how I think it means something to me. I've had several people say that, well, you were the first one that called, so we're going with you. If it's right for you and if you are comfortable interacting with clients directly, You're not trying to push that off on somebody else. If you're trying to immediately set out and use it as a primary resource, not as something that's down the line on the back burner. If you're not busy, you'll go through and see what's going on with LegalMatch. If you're ready to treat it as a primary resource and you're ready to use the technology and be prompt, it's hooked up to my phone. It's hooked up to my screen. I get an immediate note when somebody puts something in one of my areas. If you're ready to be the early bird that jumps on those leads, then this is a great fit. It's to help you narrow down what your expertise really is. It's a great tool if you're willing to put it at the center and towards the center of your practice rather than on the outside. If you're not going to commit to it, I don't think it's a good fit at all for anybody. I'm a very heavy user. I'm not going to lie. I'm not kidding. This is something I put aside other work to prioritize it because I'm making LegalMatch better by making sure people who post on there get to talk to a real lawyer. And LegalMatch is making me better because that comes up every day.